Welcome to Petty Details, where the crew gallivants down a tree-lined lane of conversation on all kinds of different subjects. Join the crew as they jump in the Wayback Machine in the quest for nuggets of knowledge. Our journey will allegedly drop some petty details on you that you didn't know you needed to know until now. Hello, crew! Welcome to Petty Details.
Hello, hello.
We got Cam and Monica and Cam.
What's up?
We are wearing our merch. We got some hats. We got some shirts. I am hoping to get some hoodies because it's almost sweater weather here.
Wait, what's the...
Yes.
Allegedly sweater weather here.
There you go.
I'm trying to do that thing where it looks like your head's like sliding.
Very nice.
It's fine.
Very nice.
I like it. I like it.
Illusion.
That's right. So if you want merch, let us know. I will be putting together a video at some point that has all of it on it.
Woohoo.
And please subscribe so you never miss an episode on Monday.
Heck yeah.
Yep.
Because sometimes I forget to send it out and don't send it out till Tuesday. Like they always come out on Monday, but that doesn't mean that I will let you know.
Right. Just subscribe and then that way you get the notification.
Exactly.
Yep.
So we have in the past talked about some badass women.
Yes.
So we're going to talk about some more badass women. And I, to mark the occasion, have worn my shirt.
Yes. Monica, your shirt? No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, right. It's a Mandalorian.
Yeah.
It could be a
Nope.
woman under that. I don't know.
It's not.
Woman.
Damn.
Pedro.
Mandalorian.
Pedro
We
Pascal.
tried.
It's Pedro Pascal.
All right. So we are going to talk about somebody who you probably have never heard of, but you need to.
Okay.
Okay. We are going to talk about the mother of hip hop.
Yes.
Queen Latifah?
No.
Oh,
Before
okay.
that, we are going in the Wayback Machine.
Oh.
I can't move too far back. I've got like less space on this board than I usually do. What is it? Isn't there a movie or something or a show where somebody tries to walk away with their headset when they're like on a call and they get yanked back?
Probably. I'm sure there is.
Well, that's about what's going to happen to me. So, okay. So anyway, the mother of hip hop, also called the Queen of Rap, Sylvia Robinson.
Okay.
Ever heard of her?
No.
Well, you're going to now because she's badass. So Sylvia is born in 1935 in Harlem. And she
Okay.
drops out of school at 14 years old to pursue music.
All
Okay.
right.
You actually know who this woman is.
Oh, I do.
Yes. She started recording music under the name Little Sylvia. And in 1954, she ends up in a duo called Mickey and Sylvia. And Mickey teaches her how to play guitar. In 1956, she records a little ditty you might know from Dirty Dancing called Love is Strange.
Okay.
Oh.
My mom's favorite movie is Dirty Dancing.
Yeah. So there you go. You do know who
great.
this woman is.
Then yeah. By
Yeah.
relation.
Exactly. And that song, Petty Detail, is actually a Bo Diddley remake.
Really?
Mhm.
What?
Yeah. You know Bo? Do you remember those commercials?
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Anyway,
I do.
Cam
actually.
has no idea what I'm talking about right now. Okay. There was a commercial with this guy, Bo Jackson, I think his name was.
Okay.
I think so.
He was a football player. He was a baseball player. He was like all around athlete.
Athletes.
And he did these commercials and it was Do You Know Bo? And in one of them, I believe Bo Diddley showed up.
I'm pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure.
Okay.
Yeah. So anyway, so back to Sylvia. By 1960, she is starting to produce records.
Okay.
Including You Talk Too Much by Joe Jones, although she didn't get credit.
Oh.
And by 1961, she has her own record label called Willow Records.
Oh, nice.
She
Awesome.
even sings and plays guitar on a record for Ike and Tina Turner that won a Grammy.
Wow.
So in 1966, she forms a soul music record label called All Platinum Records and continues to produce, write, and sing on a bunch of other records.
Dang.
Dang.
So Sylvia is working her ass off for about 2 decades
Yes, she is.
when she founds Sugar Hill Records with her husband in the late 70s.
Oh, wow.
This is going to end up being the
Dang.
first rap record label ever.
Uh-huh. Yeah.
And basically, the story goes that one night at a club, Sylvia hears someone rapping over Chic's Good Times.
Mm-hmm.
And she thinks this is something new and exciting that she wants to get into. And she puts together a little band called the Sugar Hill Gang
Mm-hmm.
to record another little song that we all know, Rapper's Delight.
Yep.
Yep.
So the song is recorded. It's a huge hit in 1979, making it the first rap single to hit the top 40 on the Billboard Hot 100.
Wow.
This song sold about 14 million copies
Dang.
and totally transforms the music scene.
Yeah, it did.
The song was what really put rap into the mainstream market.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this was a little bit of a controversy, though, since she hadn't invented rap. And a few of the rappers that she had initially approached to do the song said no. And it was kind of like punk because the purest form of rap wasn't going to be translated on that album. They wanted to keep it underground.
Yeah.
But she's like, no, I'm going to take this mainstream. And she persists. And in 1982, she does it again by getting Grandmaster Flash to record The Message with her label.
Wow.
But despite the controversy, her accomplishments really shouldn't be overlooked. Like, I know that it was underground, but she took hip hop and rap from the underground,
Yeah.
from the clubs, and put it on the radio.
Yep.
I mean, it's kind of like Madonna's Vogue, where like Vogue was underground,
Exactly.
and then Madonna highlighted it on that song, of course, and in the music video. So
exactly.
I mean, it's not gonna. I guess I can understand wanting to keep it niche, but I think it lends itself when you do open it up to other people who would like to be a part of that type of.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Well,
You
and
know,
it's like, I
so-
mean, Meg, it's like you said, with punk, yeah, the purest form of it, you're not actually going to get that translated onto the
Right.
radio. Like, it's not going to translate for
Right.
anyone other than people involved in that scene.
Yep.
But this, well, it revolutionized music
It did.
because it gave it a different avenue to go down,
Exactly.
involving different people.
Oh, yeah.
Just,
She
giving
paved
people
the way for today's hip hop artists.
Yeah, like,
Yeah.
and it gave people, a different, like, a creative outlet that they may not have otherwise had because they're like, oh, hey,
That's right.
that music
Right.
sounds like, and I really like it,
Right.
so I'm gonna like pursue it,
Yep. So there you go. You can thank
Which is-
Sylvia Robinson for that.
That's freaking awesome.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Now, let's switch gears to Hollywood for a minute.
Okay.
All right.
And I had never heard of this one. This one was all new to me, but we are going to talk about Audrey Hepburn and the French
Okay.
Resistance.
Oh.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh.
Oui, oui. So,
Oui,
Audrey was born in 1929 in Belgium,
Mhm.
although her citizenship was from Britain.
Okay.
She was actually born into aristocracy.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
And her family ends up kind of all over the place in boarding schools, but her home is really the Netherlands.
Okay.
Oh, wow. Okay.
So when World War II breaks out, she's studying ballet, but she
Mhm.
goes home and she starts to perform her ballet to raise money for the Dutch resistance to the Nazis.
Okay.
Okay.
And the first documented time this happens is in 1944 when her family attends an illegal performance because these are not
Right.
These are
Oh, they're
underground,
very
underground. Yeah.
yeah, very
Mhm.
hush
They're
hush.
not sanctioned.
Exactly.
No.
So, because during a time of war, the Nazis don't want anyone having fun or enjoying themselves.
Or raising money against them.
Well, that
Yeah.
too, but yeah. They're
Are
like,
we shocked?
there is no fun. No
Right.
fun. Okay, so this really like spurs her to perform these ballet routines for the Dutch resistance movement because she knew that this was a way that she could contribute.
Mm-hmm.
And we know that her mother also hosted at least one of these, what they were called Black Evenings, where Audrey did a recital.
Okay.
But don't think this was just a nice night out at the ballet. That is not what these were. These are guarded events that are at
Heavily guarded, I'm sure.
oh yeah, that are at people's houses that are super secretive.
Wow.
Because if they had been caught, it could have meant death.
They
Right.
would have all been, yeah, killed.
Yep. So Audrey even says that the best audiences I ever had made not a single sound at the end of my performance.
Yeah. Because they couldn't.
'Cause they
Right.
couldn't. You also have to remember that it wasn't just in Germany and Poland where people were getting sent to concentration camps.
Right.
It was everywhere the
Mhm.
Nazis could get to, including the Netherlands.
Yeah.
Yeah. So by 1942, in this town of Velp, at least 3 of the pastors and priests had been sent to the camps.
Jeez.
Because you got to remember, this is not just Jewish people. This is
Right.
not just in Germany and Poland. This
No.
is everywhere. If the Nazis could get to you and they didn't like you,
Mhm.
you had the
You
wrong
were
color
gone. Yeah.
eyes, you were
Right.
gone.
Right.
So the other thing that is going on in the Dutch resistance at this time is they are helping downed Allied pilots.
Okay.
They would help them with maps and money
Mhm.
and even translation cards of phrases,
Okay.
which is kind of
Nice.
cool.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And Audrey is helping with this also. She's bringing the food to the pilots. They're being hidden, like wherever they're being hidden, and she is taking them through a freedom trail through the mountains.
Mhm.
Okay.
Okay. At one point, she is sent by the town doctor with a message and food to the downed pilot. And she's the perfect person to do this, like in this whole area, because she spoke English fluently.
Yeah.
Please also remember petty detail that she was only 15 at this time.
Yeah, she was super young.
Wow.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Super young.
Yep. So she is doing this for the French and the Dutch, from what I understand, although it was more
Wow.
for the Dutch.
Mhm.
Whenever she is questioned by the Nazi soldiers, she would just begin picking wildflowers, even going so far as to give the soldiers flowers to
Mhm.
disguise her true mission.
Also perfect for that role, just because she's
Mhm.
the face of innocence. Like,
Exactly.
Right.
you
Right.
know?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I am sure that these types of run-ins helped with her acting chops later.
Oh, I'm
Oh.
sure. Absolutely.
Obviously.
Yeah.
Yeah. So 15-year-old Audrey Hepburn
Definitely
running
prepping.
around. Yeah. Running around
Wow.
saving pilots and stuff.
That's awesome.
That's
Mhm.
crazy. She's
Okay, so we are going to stay in Hollywood and talk about something that Cam isn't very familiar with.
awesome.
Good Wi-Fi.
I was gonna say pick from the list, but you hit the top one.
I
Dang.
No luck
Wow.
with the Wi-Fi going out completely this past weekend
No.
or this past week with the
Yeah, a
hurricane.
hurricane hit around Cam's area, but it didn't knock it out, huh?
No, well, we didn't even get. We got like higher winds, maybe a couple rain clouds, but it missed us. We were like
Which
right
is-
on the edge.
Which is good. I mean,
It's good for
ultimately.
yeah.
oh
Good
yeah,
for
yeah,
you. Boo for your Wi-Fi.
Yeah,
yeah,
exactly.
yeah. I was gonna
That's
ditch the
all right.
Wi-Fi and the hurricane and blame it on the hurricane.
Right.
That's all right, because we got good Wi-Fi today.
Yes.
Yes.
Yes. So
Enjoy while it lasts.
That's right. So we're recording as many as we can today. Okay, so we are going to talk about Hedy Lamarr.
Okay.
Okay.
She was born in Austria in 1914. And when she was growing up, she was like super curious about stuff. And her dad would explain how things functioned. But she really wants to be an actress. So she enrolls in some acting classes.
Okay.
Mm.
And by the time she's about 16, she ends up getting the part of an extra in a movie and is working as a script girl.
Nice.
So she gets
Gotta
some
start somewhere.
That's right, exactly, yeah. So she gets some small parts. But at 18 in 1933, she gets the starring role in a film called Ecstasy.
Okay.
Not a
Okay.
porn film, allegedly.
Yeah.
So it was a celebrated film, though, and it even won an award at the Venice Film Festival.
Mhm.
But it was also pretty racy for the day,
Okay.
showing some nudity, even showing her face during a
Whoa.
sex scene.
Whoa.
Oh no.
Yeah.
How could you?
I'm like, have you seen the stuff that's on ABC lately? Like,
Never
Right.
in my
this is
days.
nothing. This is nothing.
Clutching my pearls,
Right.
actually.
Exactly. So it being 1933, though, it is banned in America and Germany.
Dang.
Yeah.
That's saying something.
Yeah.
Right.
So, Hedy is now a pretty big star, though,
Mm-hmm.
and is doing a bunch of roles on the stage when she marries the Austrian arms merchant, who was apparently, allegedly, like the third richest man in Austria.
Oh,
Okay.
dang.
But her parents are pissed because they are Jewish, and this dude has ties to Italy's Mussolini and
Oof.
Hitler.
Oh.
Yeah.
Yeah. Austria. Yeah.
Yeah. Remember, he's an arms dealer, so
Yeah.
not
Right.
great.
Yeah.
Well, as you can imagine, this dude is a tad controlling.
Oh.
Shocker.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And
Would
he
have never
decides,
guessed.
right?
Yeah.
So he doesn't really like her acting, and he basically keeps her as a trophy wife to parade at parties where Mussolini and Hitler attend.
Bruh.
Yeah.
But he does let her, weirdly
Let
enough,
her.
come to business meetings.
Okay.
Because, I mean, what kind of woman really do but sit there and look pretty?
Yeah. She's not gonna understand any of it.
Yeah.
Literally.
But
That's
she ends
crazy.
up meeting a bunch of scientists there and
Nice.
people that were involved in the military technology.
Okay.
Awesome.
She's not dumb. So
Right.
No.
in 1937, she's had enough and somehow escapes this dude and ends up in London, where she
Oh.
meets the head of MGM,
Love. Okay.
right? And by the mid 40s, she is a big deal in Hollywood.
Yeah.
Awesome.
Okay. But she's not totally fulfilled by this whole acting thing like she thought she'd be.
She's
Mm.
like, meh.
Yeah, she's like, "Eh."
That's
So-
all right.
Yeah, pays the bills.
Pays
Yeah.
bills, pretty much, yeah. So in her spare time, she is designing and inventing things.
Okay.
She's even reportedly doing this during breaks on set.
Nice.
Wow.
So she is inventing things like the improved stoplight,
Okay.
Okay.
a flavored tablet that would dissolve in water to make a carbonated drink.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. And she has also started dating Howard Hughes.
Okay.
Okay.
Freaking weirdo, but
Yeah.
does some cool shit and makes a lot of money. He's like
Yep.
a really weird Elon Musk, right?
Very.
Mhm.
Really weird.
And that's saying something because
Yeah,
it's
saying
yeah.
something, but he is taking her to his factories and is showing her everything she wanted to know about the planes that he
Nice.
was building.
Yeah.
He's just
That's
like,
awesome.
cool, let's go
Yeah.
see
Yeah.
things.
Right. Show me how it all works.
That's right.
Mhm.
And she even studied birds and fish to design a new wing for Hughes's plane.
Wow.
Whoa. That's freaking cool.
Yeah. So Hughes at least knows what he's got, right?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And she even designed a ski resort in Aspen.
Okay.
What?
Yeah.
Wow.
In her spare
Um,
time.
Yeah.
Yeah, for real, in her spare time.
Literally.
God, I feel like such a lazy shit right now.
What have I done with my life?
Right. I'm like, these people are acting and inventing wings on planes,
Right.
and I'm not. Okay. So I'm doing a podcast, so there you go.
You're
Right,
raising two
right.
children.
Getting the word out there.
I'm gonna be a badass woman at some point. All right. But one thing that is kind of sticking in her mind from these meetings that she would attend with her then husband, the arms dealer,
Mm-hmm.
is a
Mhm.
way to guide a torpedo through the water without radio control.
Okay.
So she's like noodling on this. And I
Mhm.
am not smart enough to get into all of these sciencey stuff about this. But she basically starts talking to this musician friend of hers,
Mhm.
and they start talking about this thing that would synchronize player pianos to play in time with each other. And she realizes that she can use radio frequencies the same way.
Mhm.
Okay.
So Hetty and this musician decide to apply for a patent, and it was awarded in 1942. This leads to a bunch of other wireless communications in the future, like GPS, Bluetooth, and Wi-Fi.
Nice.
Yeah.
Yay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
so yay, Hetty Lamar. I mean,
Yep.
Cam doesn't
Seriously.
use you, but
Yeah.
the rest of the world does.
Oh,
So,
look.
so sadly, though, her patent expired and she never got any money for her invention.
Oh.
But she was awarded some awards, such as the Pioneer Award from the Electronic Frontier Foundations and the Invention Conventions. I cannot say this. Bulby Nass Spirit of Achievement Award.
Okay.
Whoa. Okay.
It's a big time thing. Just
Yeah.
go with it. I probably messed that up big time. But she is also inducted into the National Inventors Hall of Fame,
Awesome.
Nice. As well, she should be.
as well
Right.
she should be.
Yeah.
All right, now this
That's
one I think
freaking
is going to
awesome.
shock you.
Oh boy.
Okay, like the rest of them haven't.
Right.
Well, actually, the Hetty Lamar one I think is pretty well known. I just don't think it's as well known that she invented some of the other cool shit that she did.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But you probably know Julia Child as a badass cook
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
and an all-around cool broad.
Yeah.
Mhm.
But did
Oh.
you know that she received the emblem of Meritorious Civilian Service? It's a big time award.
No.
No, I did not.
I didn't.
So this is an award that's given to civilian employees who have given exemplary service to the US government.
Okay.
And it was awarded for her service in China when she was stationed there during World War II.
Whoa.
What?
Yeah. But as cool as that is, even though I butchered the name, that's not even what I want to talk about.
Okay.
Julia tried to get into the Women's Army Corps during World War II, but she was turned down for being too tall.
Heard that before.
Weird.
That's crazy.
Yeah, but she was
Yeah,
hella
but
tall. For a woman
seriously, like, who
especially.
cares?
But like, why is that? Yeah.
That's ridiculous.
Because they had uniform restrictions. I don't know.
Apparently, yeah. So instead, she starts working as a civilian for the Office of Strategic Services, which is what would become the CIA.
Ooh.
Oh.
So during World War II, she is stationed mainly in Asia and had a security clearance, so we only know some of what she worked on.
Mhm.
But in 1942, she starts working with the Sea Rescue Equipment Division of the OSS with this guy named Captain Harold J. Coolidge as his secretary. And
Okay.
this dude is a zoologist from Harvard.
Oh
Wow.
wow.
And in this division, they are designing all kinds of stuff like rescue kits and like secret agent stuff and shark repellent.
Wait, are you joking or are you being serious?
No, I'm being serious. I'm being totally serious
Oh
here.
my gosh.
What if they're cocaine sharks though?
The cocaine sharks, yeah.
I will never forget Batman, like the bat shark repellent. I'm like, what is happening?
Right, exactly. All right, so this repellent is what I want to talk about because
Okay.
basically they come up with a recipe that was copper acetate and black dye,
Okay.
Okay.
which kept the sharks away for about 6 hours.
Wow.
And the formula was made into these little cakes that could be stored in 3-inch metal boxes, which
Okay.
could be strapped on something like a life vest.
Okay.
The recipe was known as Shark Chaser.
I love
And
it.
it was issued by the Navy until the 1970s.
Are
Wow.
you serious? Wow.
That's wild.
Yeah.
Okay.
Apparently, it was also used on the NASA equipment to protect it when it landed in the water, according
I
to
was
supposed
to-
Julia herself.
I was supposed to say protect you from space sharks.
Yes.
Yeah. Uh-huh.
Space sharks are a thing, and they're
Yeah.
very, very, very mean.
Yep.
Right, right.
Now,
I'm surprised they didn't do a Jaws in space. Sorry, that was just like,
why haven't they? Movie
That-
right.
idea.
yep,
Cam gets the royalties for this.
There you
let's
go.
go. It's gonna do horrible.
I mean, we have cocaine bear, cocaine shark,
That's right. It's gonna be great.
Yep.
It's
Yep,
gonna be great.
Sharknado. Why not? Jaws in
space
space.
shark. Yeah,
Jaws
Jaws
in
in
space.
space.
I love it. I love it.
The
We're
final
gonna need a
bite.
bigger ship.
The final bite. Yes, exactly. So, because of the nature of her clearance at the OSS, we don't know the extent to which she contributed to any of these projects,
Mhm.
Okay.
especially shark repellent.
Yep.
But the fact that she won the medal for outstanding service tells us all that we need to know.
Right.
She was involved in something.
Well, I
And
mean,
apparently
if
they
you
were
think
very
about it,
close.
Yeah.
if you think about it, like cooking and baking and all of that is a
Chemistry.
science,
Exactly. Yeah.
chemistry, and so it makes sense that she's really good at both of those
Oh
things
yeah.
because they
Yeah.
follow the same rules.
Exactly.
Mhm.
So there you go. Some pretty famous
That's awesome.
badass women who changed the world.
Hell yeah.
It's awesome.
I dig it.
That's right. So stay petty, my friends, but not as petty as underground hip hop people who didn't want
Yeah.
Sylvia to
Exactly.
succeed.
Right.
Thank the badass women around you.
Exactly.
Speaking of, thank these two women.
Far
They're kicking
Thanks,
ass.
Cam. Thanks.
Taking
too
names.
kind, Cam. Far too kind.
All right, everybody. Bye.
See ya.
Bye.